Hi, I'm Dancin Dan, and today I've got a very special guest, Robert Lee Smith, the original member of the Tams, and for decades, the Tams have brought us unforgettable beach music classics and memories that still fill dance floors today. Sit back and enjoy this full interview as Robert Lee Smith shares stories, music memories, and moments from a legendary career. Robert, tell me a little bit about your group and yourself.
Well, my name is Robert Lee Smith. And I'm one of the original members of the Tams. And from the beginning, right now, I'm not doing as much work that I used to do. I'm just semi-retired now. I'm just taking it one day at a time. And, well, we all went to school together. We went to the same school. We were raised in the same neighborhood. And we just formed the group. We was all good friends. We was always close to each other. The original Tams are Joe Pope, Charles Pope, Horace Key, Floyd Ashton, and Robert Lee Smith. These are the original Tams. But now we got the new Tams coming, which is just as good as the old Tams. They is on the scene. They're doing one heck of a job on the scene. So, the Tams name is gonna stand. Right now it's Lil Red and his Tams, but they still the Tams because Lil Red been with us from when he was 5 or 6 years old. He been with the Tams.
Were the Tams one of those street groups? And tell us about your biggest hit.
Well, we didn't perform on the street, but we performed in all the local nightclubs in Atlanta. Our biggest hit was Be Young, Be Foolish, Be Happy. Untimely is the one who got the Tams on the scene. Our first record was I think it was Blue Shadows. And then we come along with another hit, Untimely. Joe South, one of the greatest songwriters in the business. Then we came back with What Kind of Fool, Hey Girl Don't Bother Me, Laugh It Off, I've Been Hurt. So we had hit after hit after hit in the early years.
Tell me a little bit about Be Young, Be Foolish, and Be Happy.
Well, one of the greatest songwriters, he passed away, his name was Ray Whitley. He was the artist himself. He had a couple of big records himself. So we was all part of a group out of Atlanta called the Lowry Music Group. He had Tommy Rowe, Billy Joe Royal, the Swinging Medallions. One of the songwriters named Ray Whitley, he wrote that song for us, Be Young, Be Foolish, in '68. And also the great Joe South, and he wrote a lot of songs for us. We had some great songwriters. We were so successful that just about every song we recorded, we didn't get too many national hits, but just about every song that we recorded, we had original hits.
So do you write music?
I tried that. I just can't get the hang of it.
Tell me about some of the groups and artists that you played with.
I played with just about everybody in the business from the 60s up until the 80s, to the 90s. You name it. James Brown, Temptation, Gladys Knight. We played with them all. Jackie Wilson, Roy Orbison, we played with them all.
Well, have you ever played the Apollo?
No, that's the only theater that the Tams have never played was the Apollo. We played all the rest of the big theaters except for the Apollo. We'd have been on tour with everybody in the business just about. Well, we've been all across the country, everywhere, Europe, everywhere.
One of the hits you had in Europe had the word shag in it. How'd you get away with using the word shag in Europe?
Right, you can't use that word over there, shagging. Got a lot of airplay, but the word shagging means something. We got away with some stuff over there, but shagging wasn't supposed to be played. So
how did you find out about shag music?
Well, that was the shagging. That was something new to us. When we heard the word shagging, we found out shag. They call it beach music, but it's nothing but the old stuff. The Carolinas and Virginia and South Carolina, they call it shagging. But it always have been just rock and roll. When we started out playing, we was on tour with all the big artists. We was mostly playing for black people back in the days. Okay, then we got switched over to the beach scene. At the beach scene, that's where we continued to play for at least 20, 30 years. We stayed right there on the beach scene.
So have you been on any TV or movies?
Oh, yeah, we did several TV shows. We did a movie too. We did a movie called Mundo Daytona. We did that movie. We did Bandstand. We did the Dick Clark Show. We did that. We did a lot of not national TV shows. We did a lot of TV shows locally. We didn't do too many national TV shows.
Can you share something funny that maybe the band or you experienced on the road?
I can tell you something funny. Yes, I can. We were doing. We was in Philadelphia. We were doing this concert there, and we was behind the curtain getting ready to go on stage, and one of the guys stepped in a bucket of water, and we getting ready to go on stage. He stepped in a bucket of water backstage. That's one thing that happened to us funny. But the worst thing ever happened to us, we like the one off of a mountain. We was up in the mountains. We was going to Charlotte, North Carolina, but we had to play another little town called Toccoa, Georgia, before we got to that. And that morning we was going out, man, and our guitar player, he was driving, and his favorite song come on, "I'll Be Doggone" by Marvin Gaye. And we was going around some curves in the mountain, and only thing saved us was the embankment. He went off the road, turned over. We turned over on the embankment, and we was at a 500-foot drop going down. That was the worst thing that ever happened to us.
Well, I know back in the 50s and 60s there was a lot of racial tension. Can you tell me about any of the problems that you may have had?
Back in the early days, we got caught with this segregation shit, and we had a lot of problems. We was playing up there in North Carolina one time, and yeah, we was just out playing at the National Guard Armory, and they was marching outside. We had to get a police escort out of there because we was playing for all white audience, and they was protesting outside where we was playing. We went into a few racist things, but not too many.
So do you have any advice for any of the new artists just starting out?
Just keep doing what you're doing. It might look bad sometimes, but like anything else, entertainment is just like another job. If you put everything into that job, you're gonna get promoted. Same way about a record company. The thing, we done cut 2 or 3 records that wasn't no hit, but we didn't give up. We just kept going till we got the hit records. So my advice to any artist that's starting out, if you cut one record and it don't do no good, cut another one.
And that's Robert Lee Smith, original member of the Tams, right here with yours truly, Dancin Dan, on SOS Radio's Sound of the Strand. Thanks for listening to the special full interview. This interview was sponsored by Forever in a Song, turning life's memories into music. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more interviews from the Dancin Dan Beach Music Archives.